The activity card sort is what an occupational therapist might use to find clients' occupations. It's really nice because it's used is pictures instead of somebody reading the list, so that they have the visual cues, and also if they have a lower cognitive level, it doesn't take too much work mentally for them. And then it's also, because of the picture, it's unbiased. They're simply not listing, but they're putting down activities that they enjoy instead of rating them from what's the favorite activity, what's the worst activity, and they're not rating them from how hard it is to do the activity. They're just picking the ones they enjoy. And since we are finding the occupations, it's easier for an occupational therapist to set goals that are client-centered, because the client is also going to be picking the top 5 activities that they would like to be doing. So it is good for implementing interventions, because you can plan your intervention around what they enjoy, and then for creating goals, because you can get them back to the activities they enjoy. So that is what the purpose of the activity card sort is. It is separated into form A, B, and C, and each form at the top, it tells you what it would be used for. For example, form A is institutional version, and that means people that have just gotten out of, or just gotten injured. They might be in the hospital, a nursing home, or in a rehabilitation center, and it is good for them because they have 2 topics: what they could do before their injury and what they could do after, in essence. The topics of the activities are separated into instrumental activities, leisure activities, and social activities. So you get a good idea of that range as well. So if they were in an institution and I was giving them tests, I would set out the cards, the before, the after, whatever the standardized test said, and then I would give them instructions to see their priorities and their activities. And the directions would be: please place each picture in the category done prior to illness, injury, or admission, or not done prior to illness or injury or admission. Once they've sorted all the pictures into these categories, I would give them more instructions. I would say, please tell me from all of the cards you have seen, what are the activities that are your favorites? Please name 5 activities. These may be activities that you have given up. Form B is the recovery version. So this is better for clients that are already doing home exercises. So they're at home, they're in outpatient centers, they're coming to visit you, and you get a better idea of how they're doing at their activities. So what they could improve on and things like that. So it's very similar to part A. I would put my categories out, and then they would have their picture cards, and they would put the picture card in the category that it corresponds to. The directions are also very similar. If you place the cards in the category that best describes your involvement with the activity. And then once they've done that, after they're finished placing them in the category, I would say, please tell me from all the cards you have seen, what activities are your favorites? Please name 5 activities. These may be activities that you have given up. Okay. And then I will record their responses. So the recording them is pretty simple. I would circle the on a scoring sheet, they have the categories, and I would circle a point for each activity in that category. And then I would get the total of the total of the current activities, the ones that they are doing now, the total of their previous activities, the ones that they were doing before their injury, and then I would divide the current activity by the previous activity to get the percentage retained, and that would be the score that I use for Form B. and the same as the other one, after that I would be able to make a plan based on the activities that they have chosen. Okay, so the last form is Form C. It is called Community Living Version. It's not as specific as the other two because the other forms are for people that you kind of know their injury and you know their illness. The community one is for people in the community that could have, you don't know ahead of time what's wrong with them. For lack of better words, what's wrong with them. And so they are going to receive similar directions. Place the cards in the category that best describes your involvement with the activity. And then please tell me from all the cards you have seen what activities are your favorites. Please name 5 activities. These may be activities that you have given up. So that part is the same. The part that's different for this will be the categories that they're placing their cards into. Okay, so to calculate the score, Form C is the same as Form B. You're going to circle a point for each activity that is listed in the column that it corresponds, and then add up all the totals. And you'll add the total current, you'll add the total previous, and then you'll divide them to get the percentage of retained activity. And they will have the 5 activities that they would like to do at the very bottom. Okay, so that is what the test is used for. Those are the different versions of it, and that's how you score them.